Hi, Sid here. This is a Panasonic Lumix GH5-II. A little bit different from the GH5. It's the next model. And in this video we're going to be talking about the automatic focus and automatic exposure locks, AF and AE lock, and how to get complete control of them, because let's face it, exposure and focus are probably the two most important things to get right when you're taking a photo, and it's good to have complete control over them. Now, in the old GH5, this button on the back, that one there, was AF/AE lock. The GH5-II, it just says AF lock, and you look at the manual, it's a shocking thing, but it talks about using the AE lock button. There is no AE lock button. I finally figured it out because I couldn't find anything out there on the internet, I'm afraid, and these videos and all this stuff, nothing there. That's why I'm doing this. You can, of course, allocate any function to any function button. So my setup, I find, works very well. I leave the automatic focus AF lock to this button here, that's the default, and I've allocated more or less at random the left-hand side of the wheel, left-hand arrow, as AE lock, automatic exposure lock. Now, the way it works, if you don't touch any of these back buttons or function buttons, if you're just taking a photo, half press the shutter release, that will set and lock your exposure and your focus. The camera has to do that before it takes a picture, right? But if you operate one of these other buttons, for instance, if I press before touching the shutter button, if I get the part of the picture that I want focused, whatever your focus setup, if I lock it with that button, it then removes that focus set function from the shutter release. So now the shutter release will only lock the exposure. So now I can get the bit of the picture that I want exposed, right? Whatever your exposure setup is, halfway press that, and now I have both the focus and the exposure locked. Recompose, push it the rest of the way, take the shot. Same applies in reverse. If I want to set up if I want to get the exposure sorted first, then I use that one that I've set as the exposure lock, AE lock button, and I find the scene, get the scene right with that bright window out of the picture, and get the detail that I want, lock that exposure in with that button, and then only the focus remains on the shutter release, which I then set halfway, recompose, take the shot. If you press the automatic focus button, then the automatic exposure lock button won't work, and vice versa. Only one of those functions will work from the back button, and then the shutter release does the other one. Now, to make it even easier, because I mean the whole idea, the whole concept of holding in this while I'm trying to press the shutter button I'm here, that's too hard. So there's one more function in this, you can look it up, it's called AE/AF lock hold. So now that I've got that set, if I just press the AF lock button, just press it and release it once, you'll see that on the display it'll come up. It'll change from AFS to AFL. The focus is now locked. Or if I'd done it with the automatic exposure, you'll see the little icon come up, the AE is now locked. So I don't have to worry about it anymore, and I don't have to think about holding that button in. You just concentrate on the other parameter with the shutter release button. Take your picture. But just remember, once you've taken your picture and you've let everything go, if you look at that display, you'll notice that whatever it is you had locked, either the AF or the AE, is still locked. You've got to press it again to unlock it. And that's about all you really need to know. That gives you complete control over your focus and exposure locking when you're taking a picture with the GH5-II. If you didn't know that, please hit subscribe. If you did know it, please hit subscribe anyway. Thanks. Bye-bye.